This is incredible, Professor Forster murmurs as Buzz's voice trails into silence. An alien intelligence that has transformed from its biological form into a being of pure energy. These photons of light crossing the galaxy to escape a black hole until they hit the Hubble Space Telescope and were downloaded to your phone. She looks up at me, her eyes filled with wonder. I'm sorry I didn't believe you, Jamie. It doesn't matter, I reply, pointing up towards the roof of the observatory. I just need you to help me. The astronomer's gaze lifts to the telescope that towers above us. The hatch in the observatory roof is currently closed, the giant lens of the telescope staring not at the sun but at a rectangle of rust. But how? Professor Forster scratches her head. The solar flare that stranded your dad in space has already done its damage. Even if the telescope spots another solar storm on the way, this still won't help to bring your dad back. I open my mouth, but before I can answer, Buzz's voice fills the room. We can harness the power of your star inside this observatory. To bring back his dad, Jamie must step into the light. And then Buzz tells us what we need to do. Stepping back, I take a final look at the makeshift structure that we've built at the base of the telescope. Wooden panels and metal shelves from the cabinets that house the computer equipment are stacked, seemingly haphazardly, to make what looks like a teepee. Glancing through the opening at the front of this, I can see the reels of magnetic tape draped in spiralling curtains, hiding the interior from view. Professor Forster has cannibalized the mobile laser optical ground station, following Buzz's instructions, to patch its electronics into the heart of the structure. Multicoloured cables twist around the outside, humming with an untapped power as the frame rises to meet the eye of the telescope. Have we done it right? I ask, holding up my phone so that Buzz can see it through the camera lens. Will it work? I don't know, Buzz replies. Your technology is so primitive. What we have built here is a mere shadow of the work of an age for the hive. We don't have an age, I snap, glancing down at my watch and seeing with a sickening lurch that the time that's left. We've only got an hour until Dad's oxygen runs out. There is only one way to find out. You must step into the light. Then let's do it, I say, desperate to get on with the job of saving my dad. I turn towards Professor Forster. Open the hatch. Standing by the observatory controls, the astronomer looks torn. I don't think you should do this, Jamie. It's too dangerous. If you look at the sun through the telescope, you will go blind. But if you step inside this, you'll be torn to pieces. I can hear the fear in her voice. There are 7 trillion billion atoms inside your body. Even if the hive can teleport and reassemble them all on board the Lux Eterna platform, there's no transporter room there to bring you back. I look at the ramshackle teepee, a far cry from any Star Trek invention. I can feel the black hole beating inside my chest. I don't care how dangerous it is. I've got to bring my dad home. I glance down at the phone in my hand. Buzz has reprogrammed the ISS tracker app to fix on the location of the launch platform, while Professor Forster has connected my mobile to the observatory's Wi-Fi. I'm running out of time, so I ask Buzz the only question that matters. There's no way I could build anything like this up in space. How am I supposed to get back? The light will be inside you, Buzz replies. That is all you need. I don't really understand what Buzz means, but as my watch ticks, there's no time to ask anything else. I call out again to Professor Forster. Please, I beg, open the hatch. With a reluctant shake of her head, the astronomer presses a button to open the hatch in the roof of the dome. The telescope is already aimed straight at the sun, and as the hatch slowly opens, daylight floods into the observatory. At the base of the telescope, the makeshift structure is enveloped in a golden glow. Its surface crackles with untamed energy as an intense buzzing sound fills the observatory. Taking a faltering step forward, I peer fearfully into its interior. All I can see is a blinding white light. You can't do this, Jamie, Professor Forster shouts, raising her voice above the deafening hum. You'll be killed. Clutching my mobile phone tightly, I shake my head. My dad's up there, I say, fighting against every urge that's telling me to turn and run, and I'm going to find him. I step forward into the light, the buzzing noise silenced as the light surrounds me, and then I swarm. I don't know which way is up or down. The light surrounds me, inside and out. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. I'm floating in an ocean of colour, the light waves shimmering in perfect silence. My mind tries to make sense of what's happening to me. People who've nearly died say they go towards the light. Is this what death feels like? Am I still alive? I try to blink, a single flicker of my eyelids seeming to last for an eternity. I open my eyes to see the blackness of space, the darkness studded with thousands of stars. And stretching out below this, I can see the curve of the earth. The green lights of the aurora are still dancing across the horizon, but it's the sight of the world spinning beneath me that takes my breath away. I look down on a green-grey quilt of fields and towns, blood-red mountains and silver lakes, the deep blue shades of the ocean stretching as far as my eye can see. As I stare in wonder, familiar forms seem to emerge from the contrasting colours. Leopard spots of clouds floating across a golden desert. Snow-topped peaks rising like teeth from the red gums of the earth. The sparkling blue and silver tiles of cities sprawling in geometric shapes. On the globe in my bedroom, thin black lines are drawn to mark the shapes of the different countries. But from up here, these lines are invisible. No borders, no countries, just one world rolling beneath me. It's so beautiful. A tear creeps out the corner of my eye. Instead of rolling down my cheek, this tiny ball of liquid hangs suspended, pooling in the corner of my eye. According to Mrs. Solomon, there are 7.5 billion people alive in the world today, and they're all down there. All my friends, all my family, everyone I've ever met. Everyone I've ever watched on TV, everyone that I love. Mum, Charlie and Grandad. Everyone except for one person. Pushing myself away from the observation window, I spin around. Floating weightlessly, my eyes slowly adjust to the bright interior of the launch platform. And that's when I see Dad. He's standing in front of the Lightswarm delivery system, all of its drawers now fully loaded, except one. Resting in the palm of Dad's hand, I see the diamond shape of the final Lightswarm probe. Calling out his name, I push myself forward, soaring through the empty air towards him. My mind whirls as my stomach flips, the sensation dizzying. I'm feeling like a superhero. I'm going to save my dad. I keep waiting for him to turn around, but Dad just stays frozen, motionless. The black hole thuds inside my chest. I reach out my hands to stop myself from flying straight past Dad, one hand still holding on to my mobile phone. Grabbing hold of the edge of the Lightswarm delivery system, I come to a stop with a sickening lurch, spinning around until I'm facing Dad. His head is bent over the Lightswarm probe, the expression on his face set in a picture of concentration as he prepares to slide the black chip into the nano spacecraft. He looks just like he does when he reads the instruction of my Lego kits, making sure we've got all the pieces sorted before we start the build. I brush the tear from my eye, this tiny ball of liquid floating free in front of me. Dad, I say again, waiting for him to lift his head and see me there. It's me, Jamie. I've come to take you home.